Hmm? It's loading. It is dark here now. Remove it on. So it's not showing Facebook. It's fine now. It's showing and it's showing portrait. Just portrait. Hmm? Seems to be landscape. Showing portrait. Okay, let's go, but it's very small. Facebook. You can see it here. Let me start this. Let me see. It's still better. Wow. Hello everyone. Hello, good evening everyone, and welcome to Councillor's Corner. Um, Uche Onochie today with me today. Um, I have two questions, and really this is how it works. How it works is that people send in their questions during the week. They send it in the five core areas that we have, and that is business, career, leadership, personal finance, and relationships. Those are our five core areas. So I get questions coming in those areas, and I come every Friday 6 p.m. Nigerian time to answer those questions. So I'm glad you're here. I think we're streaming on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube as well. So you can catch us up in any of those platforms. I have two questions. If you have any question, you might as well. You can put it out there as well. I can, if I have time, I will be able to answer it. If not, I'll be back here next week, same time, to answer your questions. Okay. The first question is what? The first question is from Diana. Diana O is from Port Harcourt, from the city of Port Harcourt in Nigeria. It says, how can one transcend from the learning stage to the implementation stage? How do I transcend from the learning stage to the implementation stage? I want to assume that you're talking about implementing a vision, and that vision can be a business. If it's implementing, I don't think it's a job. If it's a job, you get a job and you don't have to implement it. It wouldn't go. But I feel that you have a vision and you have a business. That vision can be a business. That vision can be something that you want to birth. Okay, so let's look at the learning stage as we go on to the application or implementation stage. So learning can be physical, or learning can be academic, where you actually learn through reading, where you learn in a classroom, or you can learn through courses on the internet, but it requires you reading and maybe also requires you getting some form of certification, or thereabout, or even if you don't have a certification, but at least you have learned, you have been taught something. So learning actually starts from acquiring knowledge, acquiring that knowledge. Also, learning comes, another way you can learn is on the spot learning, on the job learning, where you have a bit of a knowledge of what you want, to do later on in life, or you don't have at all, but you're interested in that particular field. So what you can do is that then you go for apprenticeship. Apprenticeship can be in form of a full-time job. Apprenticeship can be in form of internship. It can be something that you do for a while. You can volunteer. To do it. So apprenticeship can be volunteer. It can be for a short period of time. It can be for internship. It can be through internship. It can also be through full-time job. So that is the learning process, where you have started learning. It affords you, when you get a job or you are an apprentice, what it does is, or you're a volunteer, what it does is that it gives you the opportunity to learn firsthand and learn on the job. It's just like going to a teaching hospital. As bad as it might look, as unfortunate as it might look, the interns can only learn with somebody being sick. So doctors that want to do surgery must have to learn how to do that surgery with someone that required surgery. So there is no way you will not be able to. Part of your learning is actually doing that. The same thing applies for engineering. The same thing applies for IT. You have to learn on the job, and with a supervisor you have to learn on the job. And especially IT is something that you get better every day doing. So you need that opportunity. If you can't provide, most times you cannot provide yourself with that opportunity. So what do you do? What you need to do, you can't provide yourself with that opportunity, so you have to go to someone that is already established and you can learn on the job. Okay, so you give yourself a time for you to learn, 2 years, 3 years. It depends on what you want to do. And when you think that you are confident enough, launching out in business or launching out to do that vision that you want to, it has to do with confidence. I will tell you something. Confidence, knowledge gives you confidence. Mastering a skill or acquiring a skill gives you confidence that you can try it. So when you've built your confidence level to a certain extent, then I believe that you will know when to actually launch out. When all things being equal, do you have enough capital for you to launch out? Is it the right time? You have to check all those things. Can you fund the initiative? Can you fund the venture? How are you going to sustain yourself? You want to start a business, you should have at least funds that can sustain you between 18 months to 24 months if you're not making profit. So do you have all those things in place? Do you have partnership in place? Do you have, so you have to check all that, so that when you launch out, you don't go back looking for a job or go back doing what you were doing. So you have to check all those indices and make sure that they are in order before you can decide to launch out. Okay, if you want to launch out, depending on what you do, you can partner with someone. You can partner with someone that can do certain aspects and you can do certain aspects. Okay, maybe you have the knowledge and you have the confidence, but you have someone that is looking for a partner that has the knowledge, but he has the practical experience. So you can be the technical person, but he is the sales and marketing person. But without funds, without revenue and income, you will not be able to run that business. So yes, you can partner with someone if you want. I really don't know how. We really need to teach a lot of partnership in Nigeria because we still haven't gotten it. We have this building empire mentality, and but there's some partnership works a lot in our abroad. And so if you have some MOU or things, that legal documents that you can use to protect yourself, I don't think that partnership is such a bad thing. But if it's not for you, then it's not for you. Then finally, when you launch out, there are different ways you can launch out. You can launch out small. Before we get to your launching out, for me, I started doing things weekend, and I started using my company weekend and during after working hours. I make calls, I do visitations, the ones I can do after work, to let people know I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So it was working and doing things after working hours. I made it a duty that I will not use somebody's time, paid time, and use it for my business. It was a resolution that I had, because if I do it to someone, it's obvious that someone might do it to me, and I didn't want that. So I did it weekends. Then it got to a point that we had one or two clients, and so I had to get a manager. I couldn't do it myself. When I say manager, it was just one person, because it's really a small small venture, and small businesses were taking only small things that we could manage at that time. So I got a manager. I got someone that will do the physical visitation during the day. He calls me, thank God, for GSM at that time. So he calls me if there's a problem, we can chat, I can call him, and after work we sit down and plan towards the next day, and he takes over. So we kept doing this until when I stopped working. Then I knew that yes, I have to do it full time. So that is also part of the learning, making that transition to application or implementation stage. So now we are in the application and implementation stage. Like I said, make sure everything is okay, everything outside you're being confident to launch out. Once those things are okay, then you launch out small, and grow with it. I always tell people, don't start from the top in business, because if you start from the top, you're going down. But if you start small, it's better you have a lean workforce, but be able to carry what you can carry. Except you have financial muscle, then you can carry more. But even if you have financial muscle, I also want you to start small and grow into it, because business is dynamic and business is unpredictable. You don't know what can happen, you don't know what will happen tomorrow. So I think is something that you start small, and with the zeal, dedication, and the consistency, I believe that business will do well. That's for Diana from Port Harcourt. Okay, the second question is from Joshua A. Joshua A is from Lagos. It says, talking about what works and doesn't work for a person. Must I involve myself in several business related opportunities or activities before I get to find out what suits me and works for me? Okay, I believe that what Joshua is saying is that, do I have to do a lot of businesses? Do I have to do a lot of going to a couple of things before I find what suits me? Okay, Joshua from Lagos, this is it. Some people know exactly what they want. Some people know exactly what they want. So if you know what you want, then we should start with you might go and listen to what I just said to Diana about from learning to implementation and application. Some people know what they want. So if you know what you want, then it's easy. Then you begin with the volunteer, you begin with internship, and you begin with having a full employment, which is also apprenticeship, with whoever you want, whoever is in that industry that you want to go in and has become successful at it. So you can go there, even if you're a student and this is what you want to do, then you have to maybe during holidays go there and work for free. It opens doors when you go and work for free for a while. They get to know you. Then after a while, they can put you on salary. I know a couple of people, that's how they started working in organizations. They just go there and say, look, I'm a student, I want to work for free. Okay, so they work for free the first year. In between semesters, they work. By the second year, they know everybody there. They put them on salary. There's a guy by the third year, he was even on salary when he's in school. He comes in weekends and when he doesn't have lectures and all that, but he started from free, working from free. So if you know what you want, just go ahead and just through internship, volunteer or full-time apprenticeship or full-time job, you can get it. But I've also realized that there are also people, when they start that thing they want, that this is what they want, by the time you start it, most times you realize that it's not really what you want. What you want might not be too far, or it might be far from what you are doing. You might want something. Let's just use food for instance. You might want a particular kind of food. You can dream. My second son, from cartoon, I think he watched a cartoon where it was an Italian kind of cartoon about restaurants. I've forgotten the name, and he came across lasagna. So it's an Italian food. So he kept up all his life. He kept up for years. I want to eat lasagna. I want to go to Italy. I want to do this. I want to do that. We traveled, and he now saw the lasagna. He said, "No, what is this? Is this not like a snack? Is it not snacks compared to our food?" I started laughing. And the thing, sometimes that's what we want. We might see celebrities, or we see celebrities promote a particular trade, a particular kind of business, and we want it. And we want it, or we feel, and you begin to meditate, or you think about it a lot, and somewhere along the line you feel that it suits you. But when you actually start to do it, you realize that this is not me. I tell people that the business you do has to do with the totality of who you are. It really has to do with the totality of who you are, the things you love to do, the things you don't love to do. Like for me, in what I do, like what I'm doing now. I love to coach, I love to counsel, I love to help people become. It's a thing of joy to see people become, young people become whatever they want and whatever God has designed them to be. And you might want to be a speaker, a motivational, inspirational speaker, but can you do what they do, to be able to, can you go through what they go on a daily basis to prepare themselves to speak for 10 minutes, 20 minutes? You might speak 10 minutes, 20 minutes, but it might take you like 4 hours to prepare for it. And so are you ready to be able to sit down, research, and go through this a certain kind of stringent lifestyle to do what you do? You might not be cut out for it, but maybe you just like to speak, but you might not be cut out for it. Like I said, if you want to be an inspirational or a speaker, then you have to be able to read every day. You must read something every day. I have to read between 4 to 6 hours every day. Weekends I can extend it to like 8 hours, and if I have to do something, sometimes I research up to 10 hours, and sometimes it might take me up to 12 hours to do what? To talk for 30 minutes. But I want to get all my facts right, I want to get it right. So are you cut out for that? Do you have the capacity for it? Do you have the stomach for it? And so you might want to start this line of business. You now realize that this is not actually me. It happens to a lot of people. I didn't want to be, this is not what I wanted to be. I wanted to be an entrepreneur, a business person. And I had 4 companies that I've opened and call it a group of companies. And I said, this is where I am going, until somewhere along the line I was interrupted. And in that interruption led me to realize, to seek who I really was, or who I am rather, who I am. And in trying to figure out who I am, I realized that this is what I was born to do. This is what I was created to do. And the other things are secondary, and this is primary. So it's so if I was in the oil and gas, I was in construction, I was in project management, I was in quite a lot of things. Yes, I'm still in some of them, but this is now the one on the front burner. But I still do all those things because they sustain what I'm currently doing right now. So you might start out, if you know what you want, go for it. And if you still feel, after putting in that those hours, if you still feel that this is what you want to do, continue. But if you feel that this is not you, then it's never too late to make a U-turn and do the things that you want. Another hand is that there are people that have to do this maybe 2-3 times before they locate what really suits them. People are stubborn at times. They might know what they want, but what is attracting them, like the lust of the eyes, what they are seeing in the world might be attracting them towards something, but they know what they want. So people, it might take them 2-3 times before they locate what they want. So if you know what you want, go for it. And when you go for it and you realize that it's not what you really want, then please, you can always make adjustment. Okay, then the other category of people, they do not know what they want. They do not know what suits them. So what I can tell them, when you start 2 ways. If you want to work for someone, it's always good to work for someone, and you use that to really understand the trade and the business of what you want to do, before you can say, I want to launch out on my own. So if you don't know what suits you, start working for someone, and while you're working, it will come to you. But if you don't want to work for, you want to do business, what do you think that you can do? Like I said, Business is totality of you, because you are the one that is going to make it work. So you must have the skills. You must make sure you have the skills, both natural and learned skills, natural and skills that you've learned along the way. So you must have certain skills to be able to do certain things. So if you don't have those skills, it will be difficult for you. So why don't you, right? You can work. If you want to work for someone, work for someone. I believe that as you're working, it will come to you. But if you want to start business, yes, you can look at the business that you can start. But knowing fully well that if this works out, or I discover that this is what I want to do, yeah, you go ahead and continue. But if you discover that this is not what you want, you can always stop it and do what you want to do. Even if you're 50 years, even if you're 60 years, it doesn't matter. You will progress faster in that thing that you want to do than that thing that you think you have to do. I will end with this. Sometimes what you want to do is not profitable. It takes time for it to be profitable. So you might be doing what you don't really want to do and use the funds there to be sponsoring, to be funding and sponsoring that which you really want to do. So what it means that I know what I want to do, but I can't afford it. So let me be doing this and use that to fund this. So basically, this is how it works. But once you have a desire to do something, it will come to you. It will come to you. Once you're working, when you're working for someone, you are appraising yourself every day. When you go to work, you are praising yourself, and you're getting to realize, oh, this might be what I want to do. This might be this might be that. But don't beat yourself up too much if you don't know what to do. What I would say, do what is available for you to do right now, and while you're doing it, have that dream that I want to do something, and it will surely come to you. Okay, so Joshua, I hope I've been able to help you with this, and also Diana, I hope I've been able to help you. So till next Friday 6 p.m. I'm here again to answer your questions. Okay, so I have a program. I have a seminar, an awesome seminar that is coming. It's called Recalibrate Conference. This is July. This is half year. We've done the first 6 months, and there's another 6 months before us, and maybe things are not working as it should, or maybe things are not working out as it should. So it's time for you to recalibrate. That's what it means in this conference, to recalibrate. And I'm looking for the first 100 people that will be able to register for this conference. We'll have a physical meeting. We'll also have a virtual meeting for those that are not in the city of Port Harcourt here in Nigeria. But we will do both of them, so that you're not left out. Fortunately, I wouldn't say unfortunately, is a paid program, so you will see the adverts coming out very soon. All you just need to do is register, because once we're done with the first 100 or 50, I don't know if you want to do batches of 50-50, but the first 100 we get, yeah, they will run with it. And those first 100, they will going to have something special. We're giving you extra packages, like we'll give you coaching. You can have one coaching session with me. You have ebooks, you have audios, you have videos that we will give out free if you register for the course, and it's going to be very, very interesting. So look out for it, and you will see it. But in the meantime, you can always ask me. Every Friday I'm here to answer your questions. I will keep talking about Recalibrate Conference. Yeah, and every day as well, there's content coming from us every day as well to build you. Put in your questions, and we will always come to you. Thank you guys for listening to me today. I hope to be back during the week, but every day I have content. Thank you guys, and stay well. Have a wonderful weekend.